The Middle Pillar, Science and the Sacred, the Second Realization. Featuring the musical transmission, Crack in the Facade. Written and narrated by Daniel M. Tanguay. Copyright 2025 The Middle Pillar Society, all rights reserved. This audiobook is licensed for personal transformation and private listening only. Unauthorized reproduction, distribution, or public performance is strictly prohibited. The Experiment.
Where are you? The question sounds simple, almost childlike, but once asked, it cannot be unasked.
The stairs creaked beneath me, each step a note I'd heard since childhood in our raised ranch home. I found Eric cross-legged on the living room floor at our coffee table, his pen scratching furiously across a notepad. I greeted him with a friendly, "Hello." He raised his pointer finger as if asking me to wait.
Hold on a second. I am having a multi-dimensional breakthrough. I have to catch it before it vanishes.
He continued writing for a few moments, then he sat up straight, satisfied.
I got it. Ha!
He seemed excited, so I sat across from him, curious. What is it about? His grin was sharp and playful.
It's an experiment. Do you want to try it?
I took the bait. Sure, I responded.
All right then. All I need for you to do is tell me, where are you right now?
Eric pointed at me as he spoke. Easy, I said. At the dining room table here in Jewett City, Connecticut, on Banjo Sullivan Road. He shook his head.
No, not your location. I mean you. Point to where you are at.
I pointed at my chest. Here, I confirmed.
Where exactly? Touch it. Touch the spot.
My pointer fingers pressed against the center of my chest. Eric's eyes narrowed.
That's where you are. At that spot? I don't think you followed my instructions well. You can see the spot you're touching, and you can become aware of it. So how can you be it?
The air thickened. My finger felt strange, as though I were pointing at someone else's body. It must be in my head. I moved my finger to my forehead. Here's where I am. Eric seemed to take joy in my contemplation.
Closer, but you still observe that spot, don't you? So how can you be what you're observing?
His tone sliced clean. I froze. He was right. I was looking at it. A jolt, hot and electric, shot up my spine. The room seemed to tilt for a second, the familiar angles of the walls suddenly untrustworthy. It felt less like a thought and more like a physical blow, as if a foundation stone of my reality had just been kicked loose. The observer, I whispered. I'm the one observing. Eric's eyes gleamed.
Exactly. Now imagine opening your skull, staring at your brain. Where would you touch with the tip of this pen and say, "That's me"? Eric handed his pen to me as he was speaking.
I took Eric's pen and tapped the temple, the crown, the back of my head. Every attempt slipped away. Me was nowhere I touched. The fridge hummed, a sound I'd known all my life. Dust swam in a shaft of sunlight, illuminating the worn groove in the armchair. These ordinary details, the scenery of childhood, suddenly looked alien, like museum artifacts from someone else's life. So I'm always observing my body, I said, my voice unsteady. Eric replied. His voice was low, deliberate.
We're in symbiosis with it. Every sight, every sound, every heartbeat, just signals carried to the real you. Light enters the eye as waves. Vibrations enter the ear as pressure. The body converts it all into electrical codes, and you, whatever you are, sit behind it, decoding the feed.
I shivered. My body was not me. It was a vessel, a translator. I was the astronaut, the body only the shuttle window. But what's the point of knowing this? I blurted, frustration leaking out. Eric smiled faintly, though for a flicker his eyes betrayed something else. A memory, maybe, of standing in the same confusion.
It's a disorienting place to be. Knowledge is power, Dan. The more you understand the structure, the less its illusions can bind you.
Yeah, but how does it help me do what you can do? I was referring to Eric's savant abilities. His smile returned, softer now.
You're a toddler reaching for adulthood. Awakening takes time. It's not about tricks. It's about learning to see.
His words landed like a seed cracking open in the dark.
The unexamined life is not worth living, Socrates.
Awakening.
You say I have to awaken. Is it like switching religions? I asked. Eric shook his head.
It's like waking up one morning and realizing the earth was never flat. The map of reality rearranges. Consciousness has no scale. It can be as small as a cell or as vast as the cosmos.
He lifted his glass, ice chiming.
Nature shows us this. Even the smallest creatures carry awareness. Consciousness is fractal. Zoom in and it never ends. Zoom out and it never ends. There's no bottom and no top.
I hesitated, then admitted, I think I've felt it. Sometimes I catch myself on autopilot, the body tying a shoe, steering a car, typing words, and I realize I'm just watching it happen. The body runs its programs perfectly, like a machine tuned by evolution. But I am elsewhere, observing. It's like the facade cracks, and I glimpse that the real me isn't the hand on the doorknob, it's the awareness behind it. Eric nodded slowly.
Exactly. That crack is freedom. That's where awakening begins.
Silence swelled between us, heavy and electric. For a moment I felt myself stretch past the walls, as if the living room were only a shell and I was spilling beyond it. Eric's voice softened.
Awakening is about noticing that crack and prying it open. You expand outward. You remember forward. You realize you are not just this body, not just these thoughts, but part of something immeasurable.
A new horizon flickered inside me, vast, dizzying, terrifying. I didn't yet know it, but this was only the first rung. Later, psilocybin would hurl me into the same truth with a force words can barely hold. For now, the seed had been planted. This was no longer just Eric's experiment. It was the beginning of my own.
At the center of your being, you have the answer. You know who you are, and you know what you want. Lao Tzu.
Reflection practice.
For the next day, notice moments when your body moves on autopilot, tying your shoes, turning a key, scrolling a screen. Each time, pause and ask, who is observing this? What does the watcher feel? Curious, detached, amused? Don't try to solve the riddle. Simply notice the quality of the awareness itself.
Chapter quiz.
1. When Eric asks, where are you? What paradox does he reveal?
Eric reveals that you can point to your body, but you are always the observer of the body, not the body itself. You cannot be what you are observing.
2. How does the body act as a translator for the real you?
The body acts as a translator by converting light waves, sound vibrations, and other sensory input into electrical signals, data streams that consciousness perceives. The body is the interface, not the self.
3. In your own life, when have you noticed yourself simply observing rather than doing?
Answers vary. Examples: tying shoes automatically, driving familiar routes, typing without thinking, daydreaming while the body performs tasks. These reveal the split between automation and awareness.
4. Why does Eric compare awakening to realizing the earth is round?
Eric compares awakening to realizing the earth is round because it's a sudden shift in worldview, a radical change in perception that alters everything you thought was true. Awakening isn't adopting a new belief system, but seeing reality differently.
5. What does it mean to remember forward?
Remembering forward means awakening expands consciousness beyond the present identity, like remembering something your future self already knows. Instead of retrieving the past, you glimpse the larger whole to which you already belong.
6. The next time a strong emotion arises, anger, joy, fear, ask, where is it? Who is observing it? How does the question change the intensity of the feeling?
When the emotion is observed, the observer is not touched by it in the same way.
Introducing the song, Crack in the Facade.
The realization of this chapter has been carried into music. Crack in the Facade is both a question and an answer, a sonic mirror of the moment when the observer breaks through the illusion of being the body. The track begins in stillness, then fractures into light and sound, echoing the jolt of discovery and the vast silence behind it. If you are listening to the audio version, the song will play now. Otherwise, you can hear it at www.youtube.com/themiddlepillar.
Stairs, the house still hums. Questions rise, the silence drums. Point to the chest, point to the head, but I keep slipping where I tread. Signals of light, signals of sound. The body translates what it's found, but through the stream, quiet and odd, I find the crack in the facade. Where are you? Not the hand, not the bone, not the view. Where are you? facade. Where are you? Not the storm, not the mask, not the wound. Where are you? The silence that sees it all through. Remember forward, the sea takes flame. Awakening whispers a different name. The dreamer steps out of the dream. The crack is wider than it seems. Where are you? Not the hand, not the bone, not the view. Where are you? The watcher eternal breaking through. In the crack where the light bleeds The facade is thin. The watcher is you.
This work, The Middle Pillar, Science and the Sacred, is made possible by the generous support of spiritual finders like you, those who not only seek but actively uncover the truths that unite us all. If this chapter inspires you, please consider joining us in this sacred mission. Please support us at patreon.com/themiddlepillar. Your contributions directly enable the creation of new insights, music, and shared wisdom, helping us reach more seekers while spreading light to all who are ready to find it. Thank you for being a part of this transformative journey. Together, we illuminate the path for others.